one book that I'm doing is called Constellations of Meaning. And so that is going to be the 12 signs. But what I'm doing is working with the Greek and Roman myths of each of the signs. Because, people often don't even know the stories that are behind the signs. And so I'm sharing the stories. Then I'm also sharing how we can how the stories help us understand the psychology of the sign, like really the dynamics, the deeper dynamics of it. Like the
Yeah.
plot points in the myth are also action templates that people live out in their lives. And then also sharing case studies from my psychotherapy practice of people living those myths in their lives. And also really important, like dreaming the myth onward. So what we often find is that like with the Greeks and the Romans, they constantly tell us the myths of Greece and Rome are not myths that are like, do this, they're not like a moral of the story is,
Right.
they actually are usually everybody making a mess of things and including the gods. And it's mostly showing you the dilemmas that humans get into. It's showing our dilemmas. And then, but once we get inside that dream, we can actually dream it forward. We can say, well, what if Hercules, instead of killing the crab that represented this cancer, what if Hercules let the crab take him down into the lake and then went to the underworld with him, just as an example.
Right.
Or what if, just it's like opening the myth up a little bit. And so that book is that way. The living in the circle of animals work is really about what we're going to do at our workshop, which is to say to really engage with an experiential way the different places in your own chart and become the one who has a lived connection, like to really feel in your body, your emotions, your perception, your relatedness with others, what it's like when Mars is forward in you, or what it's like when the moon is forward in you. And so that one is going to be a lot about how to connect with those different creatures. I use a lot of, I used to be, before I moved into the therapy domain, I was an environmental activist for quite a while and lived
Oh,
in India for a long time and did a lot of work there. And what I realized is like the unifying thing between being an activist and a therapist, or an environmental and therapist, was creating and protecting and restoring habitat for creatures. That it's like
mhm.
the outer world creatures and that other work. And then my consulting room, I feel like, is a place where people get to experience new dimensions of themselves, right? Like,
Right.
yeah. So
That's so cool. So when you were talking about the first book, the constellations, and like what, right? That was the what if, right? What if, you know,
yeah, like getting
it's-
in, getting into the
I,
dream and then imagining it onward. Yeah.